Welcome to my 6th ever Horror Show Entertainment's Paperbacks from Hell video. Today, as promised, I'm gonna show you all the S's I have in my collection for Paperbacks from Hell. Just a friendly reminder, the reason I am doing this video, as are many other people's reasons for doing their videos on this subject, is because of Paperbacks from Hell, a novel written by Grady Hendrix. This goes in depth and into a lot of detail about books that were considered either pulpy or exotic or horrific back in the 70s and 80s and even 90s. Definitely get yourself a copy. But for now, let's get to those S's. The first one I have here is one by Linda Crockett. I've heard of her. I'm not sure if she's a famous author from the pulpy horror section. I'll have to look into it. But this one is called Sandman. I love the cover. I also like the back cover with the, I assume babysitter and child, or mother and child, freaking out over something coming towards them. It's got like a trowel or something in his hand, so it's kind of like a weird weapon of choice. It is a decent-sized book, too. And then I have one I wish I had in better condition, but it's in decent condition. It was written by William Scowell, and it's about a fish of sorts called Saurian. Saurian is a novel of, I guess, deep terror. Oh, it's a big monster. It says it appeared mysteriously at night, and it destroyed the town with amazing swiftness. So it's a big kaiju-like monster, I guess, destroying towns and maybe even cities along the way. But that's awesome artwork. Then I have one I need to get a different edition, because this one isn't in terrible condition, but it's missing something. You can actually even tell it was ripped out, and that is the gatefold. But this is Jeffrey Konvitz's The Sentinel. Now, I want to see the movie, I really do, but I have to read the book first, and if I can't get a great conditioned book, I'm going to be stuck reading this and showing it in my video review and be like, oh yeah, the gatefold's missing. That's not appropriate, man. It looks interesting still. Then I have one from one of my favorite authors. I plan to read or do an audio version of his book, The Rats, in a little bit here, but maybe by the end of this month or next month. But it is James Herbert. He's an awesome author. And a Sepulchre is a cool looking book. I found this at a Salvation Army for like 50 cents, and it's in really good condition, so I had to pick it up. James Herbert, man, you can't go wrong with the guy. He's a great pulpy horror writer from the UK. Then I have one I am constantly trying to decide if I should get rid of it or keep it along with Ghost Story, because I don't know if I'll ever read them, but it's Peter Straub's Shadowland. I love the cover, but still, I don't know, it'll be a big read, and if I'm not interested, like, in the plot or the characters or story, then I could be disappointed. But it's got a recommendation from Stephen King, so there's that. Then I have Slimer. I actually wrote a review, recorded a video, and have it saved for Shark Week 5 for this book, and the movie based off of it. This is a nasty, pulpy horror book. It's written by a pen named Harry Adam Knight. I do not remember the author's real name, but he wrote Carnosaur. So that's cool. This is not his best work, but it's definitely not the worst novel I ever read. A lot of disgusting sexual acts, but still, it could be far worse. And it has to do with sharks in a way, so even better. Then I have one by John Hawken. I know there's another one. It's not in the same series, but this is just a standalone book, and that is Slither. I love that cover art. Nasty. It's a quick read, it looks like. I can't tell what they are, salamanders or alligators or something, but it's a UK book. That's cool. Then I have two from Sean Hudson. Both of them are in the same series. It's called Slugs and Breeding Ground. This is the first made actually into a movie. This is the second not made into a movie. Slugs is in great condition. Breeding Ground has seen better days. I hope they do make a third one. That'd be cool. I think I heard that people wanted to make a third one, but he said he have to be paid a lot of money to do it. I might be mixing him up with James Herbert, but I'm not sure. So, yeah. Then we have this show's regular, Guyan Smith. One of his books called Snakes. Rattlesnakes, pretty much. But it's a really cool cover. And in great condition, too. I feel like Guyan Smith has been in every video I've done so far. I'm not sure, though. He wasn't in the last one, was he? Gonna try to go through these in a quicker fashion because running kind of long in this video, but Norman Bogner's Snowman. Really cool. Really cool cover, and I'm glad to have it. Then I have one that's based off a movie. It's pretty much a screenplay adaptation that was written by Richard Curtis. It's called Squirm. The movie's really cool. I love it. I really dig it. But this was just an adaptation. It says the year's most horrific film, now a terrifying novel. This is a bit of a newer one in my collection. Robert R. McCammon's Stinger. I found this at a local shop. Big book, and I'm really happy to have it because I've been looking all over for it. And brilliant! We're down to the last two. They're both part of a series. They are both made into a film. And they're both pretty hard to find. It is Swamp Thing and The Return of Swamp Thing. Now, Swamp Thing is a fun, yet sometimes a little slow, yet action-packed, yet dramatic creature feature. It's kind of like a superhero movie, but not really. And The Return of Swamp Thing is a cheesy, over-the-top monster movie. And I love them both for different reasons. I really want to read the book because, dude, the movie is just a lot of fun. The movies are a lot of fun. Lots of creatures and stuff. So that is it. Those are the S's in my collection for pulpy horror books. So this might be the second to last video of this, but I do have a follow-up spin-off coming up. It'll be a shorter series, but it'll be really cool. So, I am Brian Gatto, host of Horror Show Entertainment. Make sure to like my Facebook page in the description below, leave comments, and subscribe.